The YouTuber and the Golden Squirrel. Now, there was this YouTuber who spent his days inside and on the computer making videos for YouTube. Every so often, as with anything, a break was needed, and thus taken. In the yard, the YouTuber went and he would feel the grass underneath him, and he would see the sky above, and he would smell the plants on each side of him. If he closed his eyes, he would still see the screen burned into his mind from making his videos. So, he left them open, and he took in the world that was lit by the sun. One day, while out on one of these breaks, he was momentarily blinded by the passing of a golden flash. Wow, what on earth was that? He asked to himself. The YouTuber focused his eyes on the flash, shading his eyes from the sun with his hand, and he focused. And as he focused, he beheld what was before him. It was a golden squirrel with a gold body and golden fur with golden little paws. The squirrel paused, and in this moment they both stared at each other, their heartbeats synchronizing, their breath conjoining. The YouTuber moved his hand from his face and waved to the golden squirrel, and the squirrel did the same. "Greetings and good day to you, sir," said the golden squirrel, a look of confusion streaking across his face as to what could possibly have given such a shock to the young man. "Hello," said the YouTuber, trying to play it cool. Beautiful day, wouldn't you agree?" He did his best to mirror the squirrel's enthusiasm for the day. "Why, yes, I would," said the squirrel in that obliging, neighborly way. That way where the squirrel would much rather go on about his day, but wouldn't want to present as rude or unfriendly. For in the squirrel's mind, social cohesion is the best sign of a healthy society. "Come here often?" asked the YouTuber, approaching slowly toward the squirrel. "I am in the neighborhood for the season. I believe I might have left some acorns around here some time ago, but for the life of me I can't remember. I would hate to be rude, but I really must go on about my day, for I might be running out of daylight soon. And I've had nothing to eat." "Of course," started the young man. Oh, wait, here." The YouTuber went inside briefly and soon reappeared with some peanuts and some water. "Why, thank you, kind sir. This will surely give me the strength to go forward with my work," the squirrel said, chowing down on some much-needed refreshments. "Finely salted indeed," he said, after another nibble of peanut. He ate, and the young man did his best not to stare. So instead he looked around his yard, pretending not to be fixated on the golden squirrel, and instead just enjoying each other's silent company. When the squirrel had finally satiated his appetite, he plucked a couple of inconsequential golden hairs from his stomach and handed them to the YouTuber. "For your troubles," he said, and with that, the two departed. The YouTuber went to the We Buy Gold pawn shop down the way and was paid rather handsomely for his golden squirrel hairs. More, in fact, than he would make in a day of streaming and making videos on YouTube. So shocked was he at this payday that he went and purchased a squirrel-sized picnic table with a squirrel-sized tablecloth and a squirrel-sized china set and got the finest squirrel feed and set it up for the golden squirrel, just in case he would pass by the next day. In fact, each day of that season, when the YouTuber would go out on his break, he would find the squirrel feed gone and a bundle of golden hairs neatly tucked into the tip jar. The YouTuber was rather content with his setup. That is, until the day he told his audience on the internet. They did not believe him. A golden talking squirrel? One commenter left. That doesn't even remember where he put his acorns, replied another. They all laughed at the YouTuber and called him a liar and made videos explaining in depth his lies. And these videos made more views than his own videos. So devastated by this was the YouTuber that he decided to prove them all wrong and put up a live feed of the squirrel. Millions watched in astonishment as the squirrel set up for his lunch, cutting open a peanut or a sunflower seed, and went to town on it, all while dining on fine china and tucking a little white Irish linen napkin under his neck. Still, there were those who did not believe. "This is fake," said one non-believer. "Clearly, this is AI," said another. "Haters will say it's real," said a third sarcastically. "It is real," cried the young YouTuber. "Come over and look for yourself." He posted his address and invited the world to his backyard. The next afternoon, when the golden squirrel was eating his lunch of delicious squirrel feed and water, tucking his napkin under his chin, he heard with great alarm a stampede of footfalls. Soon he was overrun with hundreds of humans saying hello, asking him questions, and plucking out a golden hair here and there when he was not looking. "By George, what in heaven's name is the meaning of this?" exclaimed the golden squirrel, stepping back in a defensive posture. See, it is true. I am not a liar," said the YouTuber to the crowd. But they were not listening. They were all too busy inspecting the scene of the golden squirrel. "You, feeder of the peanuts," pointed the squirrel angrily at the YouTuber. "Speak. What is the meaning of this? Speak now or forever hold your tongue." And with this, the YouTuber told the squirrel the events that led up to where they presently stood. "You filmed me without my consent?" started the squirrel, aghast and angry. "All because some stranger didn't believe you?" finished the squirrel. And he burst out into laughter. Great belly laughs, the kind you'd expect from a bear. "We had a good thing going, you and I, did we not?" he said in between laughs. "A couple of peanuts for piles of gold. And you cared about your reputation with a bunch of strangers who clearly care nothing of you. My lord, you are a fool, sir. Never let the world into your inner magic. Did your parents teach you nothing?" The spotlight of popularity takes 110% of whatever you give it. He laughed even harder now. "You could have had double bubble, you imbecile, if only you had kept your trap shut." The squirrel laughed and laughed and laughed. So infectious was his laughter that soon the crowd followed suit, and they all laughed at the poor YouTuber, who now had to move homes and change professions because of his failure. But it was in this failure that the young man learned, and learned well he did, that when magic befalls you, you guard it with the sanctity and scarcity of your own life. And thus concludes the YouTuber and the Golden Squirrel.